This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good Erev Shabbos, my dear friends. How are you? I want to share with you a few imponderables on Parshas Terumah. One thing hit me. Parshas Terumah begins, "Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimar," which is the most oft repeated pasuk in the Chumash. It's a pasuk that appears more than 70 times in the Chumash. But this is the first time the pasuk appears after God gave us the Torah. Isn't that interesting? That the first time the Torah in the whole Mishpatim, nowhere does it say Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimar. Isn't it interesting that the first Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimar after the Torah was given is to make the Mishkan, which perhaps indicates that the Mishkan, of course, is a replica, and the Mishkan is a mashal to man, to the kedusha of man, because the yesod of the entire Torah, the foundation of the whole Torah, is that a person has to recognize that they themselves are the Mishkan and the resting place for Hashem, and therefore this serves as the very first time Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimar appears after the Torah was given. Okay. Rashi comments on the Aron, Va'asu Aron. Rashi says, it's like a box that is made without legs. Question: why did Rashi have to say that? Rashi's job is to tell me, Pshuto shel Mikra. Is there a question on the pasuk that forced Rashi to say that this box doesn't have legs? What difference does it make whether it does or doesn't have legs or not? Okay. I mean, you could say Rashi is telling me the simple interpretation of what an Aron is, lest you think it's a box with legs. Don't imagine it that way. It should be imagined a box without legs. Now, it's interesting in Parak Chav Hey Pasuk Yebez, the pasuk says, "Ushtei tabais tachas atzalechas ushtei tabais tachas atzalei hashenis." It should really say "Shtei tabais ushetei tabais." Instead, it says "Ushetei tabais" and then again "Ushetei tabais." So Rashi says it's an extra vav. But the question is, so what does it do? So why is it there? Why is there an extra vav? Parak Chafei Pasuk Tezayin. After the construction of the Aron, it says, put in the Aron the luchais. I don't understand. This is not the Parsha that tells me how to do the Avodah. This is the Parsha of how to build the Aron. Why is it necessary to say, you should put in the Aron the luchais? That's how you build the Aron, by putting the luchais in the Aron? The implication is, it is not an Aron if you don't put the luchais in it. Otherwise, why in the Parsha of the building of the Aron does it say you got to put the luchais in it? And here's a question that really bothered me. It says a second time, put the luchais in the Aron. So Rashi's bothered, Parak Chafei Pasuk Chav Aleph. Why does the Torah reiterate, put the luchais in the Aron? Says Rashi, you could say, don't cover the Aron with the kapayres and then lift it up and put the luchais, but first put the luchais in and then cover it. Meaning it has to be that way. You have to first put in the luchais and then cover it. Don't cover it, take off the cover and then put in the luchais. So I don't understand that. That's exactly what the pasuk does not say. The pasuk says, "V'nasata es hakapoyres ala Aron." The pasuk says, first cover it and then put in the luchais. So Rashi's saying, it reiterates to put in the luchais to tell you to first put in the luchais, but the pasuk says first cover it. Next. Rashi says that the Zer Zahav, the golden crown of the Shulchan, is a simon to the crown of Malchus. Who's Malchus? The crown of Malchus. Who's Malchus? Malchus Beis David? L'chayra means Hashem's Malchus. So but Rashi says the crown of the Aron represents the crown of Torah. Whose crown? Is it Hashem's crown of Torah? The Talmud Chacham's crown of Torah? Who do these crowns represent? Why are they in the Mishkan? Interesting to think about. And finally, Rashi tells us that we cover the lower sockets and bottom amma of the planks. Rashi says the Torah is teaching us derech eretz, that a person should take pity on something which is beautiful. The Torah is teaching derech eretz, that a person should take pity on that which is beautiful. Question: why is the Torah teaching me this lesson that you should take pity on things that have value here? Why here is the Torah teaching me that you should take pity on that which is valuable? Okay, these are some questions on Parshas Terumah. I want to share with you some thoughts on tefillah.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.